Dear learner, I welcome you all to our today's online session. And I am Muhammad Alaluddin, Assistant Professor, Department of English. I welcome you all again. And in this pandemic situation, I strongly believe that you all students are keeping safe and sound at your respective home. Dear learner, we are passing through a critical time, we all people are more or less suffering from physical, psychological crisis, Our normal day-to-day routine life is hampered by this corona pandemic. Dear learner, in our the Holy Quran, there is a ayat that is Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. That is Nishay Allah dharjashilder sange thaken. So we think Allah, the Almighty, is testing us through this pandemic situation. So we have to have patience. We have to accept the reality. At the same time, I would like to request you all people to abide by the health rules so far instructed by the concerned department, concerned authority of the government. And the health rules that we need to follow. For some certain unavoidable reasons, we may have to go outside of our home. At the time, I earnestly request you to follow the health rules. That is wearing mask, keeping distance from others, and keeping public places, avoiding public places. And I would like to say that stay outside of your home as less as possible. And returning home, please wash your hand with soap and change your dresses. And most importantly, we have to follow the health rules. We have to keep our body safe and sound and fit, And for that, we need balanced diet, and some light physical exercise. Another issue, we have to have a positive thinking, proactive thinking, which will affect our physical as well as mental health. So don't be pessimistic, don't be in sad mood so long. So this is how I think our health should be maintained. And if we are fit, we are physically sound, then we think there is less probability of being affected by this virus. And if we are affected, we are hopeful enough that if the Almighty is with us, then if the Almighty has not destined us for something else, we will survive. And ultimately, the death is in the hand of the Almighty. However, I would request you people to be serious enough, to be careful enough to maintain the health rules so that we unitedly overcome this pandemic situation. Our dear learners, I again, after some words on present pandemic situation, I would like to enter to our today's regular session. Dear learner, as you are seeing on the screen, we are going to deal with Paradise Lost. And I think all of you have some idea, you have learned it, you have heard the name of this book, this text. So today I would like to have our primary discussion on this Paradise Lost. Okay, I think you all people know what is Paradise Lost. It is an epic written by the great poet, Puritan poet John Milton. Physically, John Milton was blind after, not at the from the beginning. At a certain age, he became blind. But he created this very immortal creation, Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained. So, my dear learner, before dealing with Paradise Lost, we have to have some idea on certain issues. And the first is, Paradise Lost is an epic. Then, what is epic? Very relevant question. And I think in your first year, in your second year, you have got some sort of idea about poetry. That is, there are some sorts of poetry: lyric, epic, elegy, ode. These are some types of poem, and you have heard the name of epic as well. So, what is an epic? If we want to simply define it, an epic is a long narrative poem. Notice that it is a long poem. When you have learned the definition of lyric, you have most probably you can recollect that there is mentioned a short. A lyric poem is short poem, and that was not a narrative poem, but epic is a narrative poem. In a grand and highly decorative language. That is, the language of epic must be grand and it must be highly decorative. That is, the language will be very much elevated, the style will be elevated, because, when we will go, another issue is that dealing with issues of national or international importance. That is, its subject matter must be not be a personal issue, not be a local issue. It must be a nationally important issue, or internationally or universally important issue that concerns whole humanity, whole nation, whole mankind. So when you are dealing with a national issue, you cannot use a local language, a normal language. It must be suitable for the subject matter. That's why the language of epic is very much grand, very much highly decorative, very much formal. This language cannot be an epic cannot be written in colloquial language, in local language, in dialect. It must be in the standard language, and its vocabulary, its sentence pattern, its figure of speech must be highly decorative so that it matches with the subject matter. Okay, then comes the question, what are the types of epic? There are two types of epic, and I think you have heard this earlier. And again, it is a part of revision we are doing this. So, type of epic, primary epic. Then what is primary epic? You have heard the name Iliad, Odyssey. Who's the poet? I think you know, but this is Homer, a Greek epic poet, great epic poet, Homer. And Ramayana, Mahabharata, you have heard these name also. These are primary epic. Why this is a primary epic? Because primary epic was created by the poets, not a specific poet, but many people, many poets, many creative persons of the society orally created this incident, this happening, this the characters, and they transmit it generation to generation orally. That is, Iliad was not the incidents, the plot. It was not totally written by Homer. Homer just collected, compiled the incidents, the issues that was vague, that was circulated, or that reached up to him. He just compiled it. Okay, the same issue is like for Odyssey, and the case is for Ramayana and Mahabharata. There is no specific writer. Yeah, Ramayana, Valmiki has just compiled it. Again, Mahabharata, that is also a primary epic. There is no fixed writer. but one person has just finally compiled it. Okay, then comes literary epic. This is the secondary epic or literary epic. This is written by a fixed person. It is not a oral story. It is created by a specific writer. So, what are some the mention and unnecessary name of some literary epics are Paradise Lost, Paradise Regained. Both are written by John Milton, Then comes Shahnama. I think you have heard the name in first scene. It is written by Mahakavi Firdaus. Then Mahashashan. I think you know Kaikobad's Mahashashan. You have heard the name. And again, Meghnad Bath Kabbo, Michael Madhusudan Datta. These are literary epic. Sorry, I'm sorry, literary epic. And our Meghnad Bath Kabbo, that is Michael Madhusudan Datta, was greatly influenced by John Milton. He has followed the style of John Milton. Okay, so these are the two types: primary epic, literary epic, and we have mentioned some name of primary epic, then literary epic. Then comes the characteristics of epic. What are the material? What are the things that is available in epic, and what are the characteristics? What are the features that has made epic different from other poems? Okay. Categorically, let's look at it. Invocation. In epic, there is a invocation to muse for so that the poet can write on the subject matter. That's why the poet invokes praise to the god of muse or god of creation, so that he or she can continue the epic. Then length and structure. Epic is a long poem. Its length must be very, very long. Iliad, Odyssey contains almost 1,700 lines around. Iliad is also like that. And our Paradise Lost, book one, most probably 3,600 lines, almost. If I'm not sure, almost. It has 12 books, and each book almost 500-600 lines or 700 lines. So this is how the whole book will be of a great length. And its structure, it will be a very complex structure and very elevated structure. That's why its length and structure is so important. And historic setting and sweeping scope. As we have mentioned, that subject matter will be a nationally important or internationally important. That's why its setting will be historic one, very important one. Okay. And then sweeping scope, that is, the writer will have the scope to create large panorama, large setting, very many characters, incorporate many characters to happen, to make the incident realistic, to make it a grand panoramic scene. That's why it has a scope, very large scope for the writer, for the poet to create the panoramic scene. Then epic hero. In fourth year, when you will read modern drama, modern novel, you will find that there is no real hero. They have no heroism. They are coward, timid person. They are negative hero. But in epic, there must be hero. He will be hero in a real sense. You will read in Fairy Queen, there is a hero. That is a fairy tale like hero. But in epic, our Achilles, our Agamemnon, our Hector, they are the hero of Iliad. And in Paradise Lost, you will get hero. In one sense, Satan is almost heroic. Again, Adam is also a hero of this Paradise Lost. In book one, you will find Satan is like the hero. Okay. Then use of supernatural element. In epic, there must be combination of natural and supernatural, human being and supernatural element. Excuse me. In Iliad, the god and goddesses take part in action, in dialogue, in activities of Iliad. So is the case of Odyssey. In Ramayana, Mahabharata, all the goddess are there. So in Paradise Lost, we also get Adam Eve. They are the human being, but Satan, his army, all his soldiers are invisible creature. They are supernatural. So supernatural elements are used in epic, And another point is that epic simile. In epic, there is a grand, long simile. In lyric poem, similes are short. Suppose you are like, I wandered lonely as a cloud. I wandered lonely as a cloud. This is simile, and a very simple simile. But in epic, these simile are large one. Suppose a long incident is described to make comparison with the hero. Then that very long comparison works as a simile to indicate one quality of the hero or something like this. So epic simile is a large extended description and comparison. And when we will deal with Paradise Lost, we will try to find out some epic simile which will ultimately make our sense clear. So dear learner, today we would like to stop here. In our next session, we will directly go to the Paradise Lost book 1 to deal with. And for dealing that, this initial discussion, initial information is important to get the better understanding, better meaning of that. And if we want to enjoy the text, then this information may help us in a great way. So dear learner, we would like to stop here. In next session, inshallah, we will deal Paradise Lost book 1.